Hello Year 6 and welcome to Monday's maths lesson. Now for today's lesson you still need Year 5 maths workout book and you need pages 33 and page 34 today, and we're going to do a little bit of shape. Okay, so it's a little while since we've done anything to do with shape, okay, but I know you're going to be absolutely fine with these pages. So the first little section has got angles on it, and it is asking you what these different types of angle are. Okay, so just a little reminder of what the angles are. So I'm going to bring this a bit closer so you can see it. Okay, so you've got three different types of angle. Now the middle one here is a right angle. Okay, and that's where you've got two lines that join together and you get a little square, and that's a right angle. Okay, now anything less than a right angle, okay, so 0 right up to 89 degrees is an acute angle. Okay, so that's angles that are less than 90 degrees. Now anything that is more than 90 degrees is called an obtuse angle. So your first little section, you'll also see here, you've got reflex and straight. So a straight angle is just a straight line. Okay, a reflex angle then is bigger than your straight line. Okay, so it might look something like that. Okay, so that one there is a reflex angle. So that is bigger than 180, which is a straight line. Okay, so your first little section, you've just got to say what each of these angles are, what the name of them is. Okay, right, the next section then asks you to calculate the value of the missing angle in each group to make each set total a full turn. Now a full turn, if you spun all the way around, and some of you might already know this, is 360 degrees. So you've got three values and you've got to find the missing one. So it gives you the first answer, which is 19. So I'm going to show you how to get to 19. And then the method is the same for all of them. So the first step is to add the three numbers together. Okay, so you can do an addition like a column, which is what I would do. I've written mine here. Okay, so the first step is to get these three numbers and add them together. Okay, so I've got 142, add 113, add 86. So 2 add 3 is 5, add 6 is 11. 4 add 1 is 5, add 8 is 13, add 1 is 14. 1 add 1 add 1 is 3. Okay, so now I've got 141. Okay, sorry, 341. So I've added those three numbers together. So my first step is to add the three numbers together, and I've got 341. Now, remember I said that a full turn is 360. So to find what's left to get to 360, I've got to take away from 360. So I've got 341, so I'm going to do 360 take away 341. Okay, and I know that you're really good with subtraction. So I can't do 0 take away 1, so I'm going to go next door and borrow. So then I've got 10 take away 1, which is 9, 5 take away 4, which is 1, 3 take away 3 is 0. So the answer is 19. So the first one has been done for you, and the answer is 19. Okay, so the first step is to add the three numbers together, get your answer, and then take your answer away from 360, and that will give the answer to each of these. Okay, right, now the next one is how many faces do these solids have? Okay, and it gives you 4 names. So you've got a triangular prism, a rectangular prism, a hexagonal prism, and a pentagonal prism. Okay, now a prism is where you've got two shapes at each end and they're joined together. Okay, so a triangle, I know, has 3 sides. Okay, so So I know that a triangle has 3 sides. There's my triangle, okay? Now to make it a prism, it will look like this. Okay, so it'll have a triangle on each side. Sorry, you couldn't see that. A triangle on each side, and then it's joined together with rectangles. Okay, so it asks you how many faces does each of those solids have. Okay, so I know that there's a face on each side because they're triangles, and I've got a face here, and then I've got to use my imagination a little bit. I've got a face here, face there, so 1, 2, 3 is that one, 4 is the other side of that one, and there's 1 underneath, so there's 5. Okay, now you might want to on that one because that's quite tricky because you've got to do lots of visualizing in your head. Have a look online at what those shapes look like. I will give you a little tip. So a triangle's got 3 sides, a rectangle has got 4 sides, a hexagon has got 6 sides, and a pentagon has got 5. And when they're a prism, so for example the hexagon, it would have a hexagon on each side and then it's joined together with rectangles. Okay, but like I say, I don't mind you having a look at little pictures of those online to help because it's hard to visualize in your mind and then you've got to count the faces. Okay, so, and if I show you then, just to give you an idea of what faces are, so I've got a box here, a game. Okay, so here it is, a box. So the faces are these bits. So that's 1, that's 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so these are the faces of it. Okay, so if you look those shapes up, then that might, then have a think if you can work out the faces. It is hard to visualize in your head when you haven't got the shape in front of you. It is a bit tricky. Now the section at the bottom, then here you've got to put a tick in the boxes below at the shapes that are regular polygons. Okay, so polygon is just a shape. Okay, and the regular means that they have got all of the sides are equal. So each side is the same length. Okay, so that makes it regular. If all the sides are different lengths, then it's irregular. So you're looking for the shapes where the sides are the same length. Okay, and putting a tick in those boxes. So the next page then, page 34, again you've got angles at the top and it asks you to calculate the missing angle. Now you've got some straight line angles here. Okay, so you've got 1 of them. It gives you 1 on each. Now the angles on a straight line all add up to 180. Okay, so all you've got to do is have a look at the angle that you've got and do 180, take away that angle. So the first one would be 180 take away 100. So the missing angle would be 80 because those two added together have got to be 180. So the second one, the angle that you've got is 50. So to work out the missing angle, you do 180 take away 50. Yeah, and you'd carry on. So on the next one, it'd be 180 take away 60. Okay, and that would give you the missing angle because the angles on a straight line always add up to 180. Next one then, you've got to reflect. Okay, so you want to reflect the shape in the mirror line. So you've got to imagine that you've got a mirror here. Okay, so what I would do is take each point. So this top point here has got to be 1 away from the line. So if I mark it with my pen here, try and get it in the right place so that you can see. So I'm doing the triangle. Okay, and I've got to, sorry, I'm trying to get so you can see. So here, so I can see that that's 1 box away from the line. So I'm going to put a mark there. And the next one, I'm going to do this point here. I'm going to do all the corners. So that one is 1, 2, 3, 4 away from the line. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this one is, again, this corner is 1 away from the line. So I've got my 3 corners and join them together. Okay, so look at each corner and think, oh, how many away is it from the line? So like that one is 1, 2, 3. So I've got to do 1, 2, 3 on the other side as well. Okay, now the next one then. says work out the lengths X and Y on these rectangles. Okay, so it gives you the perimeter. So if that one's 3, so the rectangle, so it's a really good thing to help you. If that one's 3, then that one must be 3. Okay, so the opposites are the same on a rectangle. Okay, so the perimeter, remember the perimeter is round the outside. We did that last week. The perimeter is all the way around the outside. So if that's 3 and that's 3, those two must add up to 6. Okay, it's got to add up to 20 all the way round. So if I took away my 6 from 20, so if I draw myself my rectangle here, so that one's 3, so that one's got to be 3, all the way round's got to be 20. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 add 3, which is 6. Okay, and then I'm going to do 20, because that's got to what it's got to be all the way round. Take away 6, and that gives me 14. So the other two sides have got to add up to 14. So if I do 14 divided by 2, that'll give me what each one of these is. Okay, now have a go at using that method for your next one. So add the two numbers that you've got, take that away from the number it all adds up to, all the way around the outside. Whatever you've got left, divide it by 2. And then the last section is a little bit like the top, but you've got some more numbers. Work out the third angle needed to make a straight line. Now remember what I told you, a straight line is 180 degrees. So you're going to use the same method each time. So I'll do the first one with you. So you've got 25 and 78. So the first step is to add those two together. So I've got 78 add 25. So 8 add 5 is 13. 7 add 2 is 9 plus 1 is 10. So it's 103. Okay, so the two numbers added together are 103. And then to find the missing one, I'm going to do 180, because that's what angles on a straight line add up to. Take away 103. So I can't do 0 take away 3, so I'm borrowing. Okay, so 10 take away 3 is 7. 7 take away nothing is 7. 1 take away 1 is 0. So the missing angle would be 77. So for all of those, add the two numbers you've got together, get an answer, take that answer away from 180 and it'll give you your missing angle. Okay, really enjoyed seeing everybody's work last week. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what you've been up to this week. Okay, as always, any questions, please get in touch.